mental challenge that I'm doing today is one of the hardest ones for me to believe out of all the ones I've done before. And obviously the researchers felt the same way because it's been repeated 5 separate times with different groups. It starts out the same as all the others. They take a group of people and they split them into 2. They presented them with the same scenario. They offered each of them a cash gift that they would receive tomorrow, or they could choose to wait a week and receive a bigger cash gift. Now, free money, most of us are going to try to choose to get the most free money we can. So most of us probably are thinking, yeah, I would wait an extra week to get a bigger cash gift. But the trick is with this study is it depended on where they asked these people the question. For one group of people, they had them near a fast food restaurant. The other group of people, they had them near a regular restaurant. The people beside or close to the fast food restaurant were 40% more likely to choose the smaller, quicker cash gift. Researchers realized that what is happening is that fast food restaurants are all based on instant gratification. Just being near one, not inside it, not sitting there eating it, just being near it, across from it, close to the outside in the parking lot, has a change in the way our mental habits form. We tend to choose more instant gratification and be more compulsive in our choices when we are near a fast food restaurant. So this was really surprising, so much so that researchers are saying that this could even be the cause of why we are seeing a significant reduction in savings over the past decade. About 10 years ago, they had a personal savings amount of 10%. Now we're down to 0. So this makes us think a lot about what other things being near fast food restaurants can cause us to do. I even wondered myself personally, what about people that work at fast food restaurants? How are they doing with savings and things like that? So our mental challenge for this week is just to think about your choices when you are near Taco Bell. And for the physical challenge, what I'm going to do, you can join me if you want, is I'm going to take the back road to the bank to make sure I'm not swayed by the fast food restaurants, and I'm going to try to realize more that whenever I'm close to these restaurants, there may be a shift in my thinking so I can make sure I'm paying attention to that. Now we're going to go directly into my budget. It's been a while since I've done a budgeting video, so I'm going to kind of go over quickly my October week 4 and week 5 just to overview. I chose week 4 and week 5 to just try to make it on my income alone to see if we could, just in case my husband's income is completely gone because of the pandemic. So we did that, and we did it decently. It's not perfect, but it is manageable, so that gave me a lot of hope to know that we can do that. So for groceries, you can see that my budget was $200, but I only spent $166 week 4 and $162.83 in week 5. Also, I'm going to show you that I actually did grocery shops and got about half of this money back, and I even used Ibotta, and so I got back about $25 each week extra, so $56 total in Ibotta. If you don't know about Ibotta, I definitely suggest you check it out. It is an app. I saw another YouTuber, Donna Joe, she uses it, and it really inspired me to try to use it, and I'm really liking it so far. So check that out if you haven't. Gas, you can see I've cut my gas down too, so we're doing really good with cutting the expenses down, which is what we need right now with our budget. So now let's go on to show you my mystery shops. I want to kind of give you more information of my mystery shops and my side hustle, because I want to hopefully inspire you guys to try to do this too if you need some extra income, which is what I do right now. So for week 4, I did 4 Kroger shops. I got back a total of $80 for those 4. So that is half of the grocery budget I spent. For this job, it's with Bear International. I got paid $18 to go into Best Buy and to see if they could talk to me about me buying a new TV. So that took maybe 10 minutes, I would say, to do that shop to get $18. Market Approach is one of my favorite companies to work with. This is who I get my free vacations with. So they wanted me to go into Cabela's. They paid me $50 to try to engage with a member that is running the blue-green kiosk. Well, fortunately for me, I went there and no one was at the kiosk, so I just shopped and browsed around Cabela's for a while. while waiting to try to see if someone came back to the kiosk, and got $50 for that. So for week 4 in October, I got a total of $148 extra for doing some mystery shops. For week 5, I did 2 online shops. This meant that I went online and I purchased an item, and I tracked how long it took to get here, and then I returned the item to see how they handled the returns. I got paid $60 to do those 2 online shops. I got paid $53 to go buy a cheeseburger from Five Guys. This was a great shop. I do this one a lot, and I wait until it's kind of higher priced before I do it. I got a free milkshake too, so it was fun to get out and get that and get some extra money for it. Arby's, I got paid $16.53 to buy one of their new deep fried turkey sandwiches. Super easy. I went through the drive-thru for that one, didn't even get out of the car. Kroger shops. I chose to do 6 Kroger shops this week, so I got paid, or last week I should say, sorry. So I got paid a total of $90 to do those 6 shops. So that was over what I spent in over half of what I spent in groceries that week. So great job there on that savings, and ended up making $219.53 extra for the week 5 of October. So that's how October went. I'm going to go ahead and go forward, and we're going to go into November now. So let's look at how my November budget's going to go. If you remember, I'm changing things. I'm lowering our income to $1,200. So this is a weekly amount, and this is $400 lower than we're used to dealing with. So I'm going to take $700 out each week of that $1,200 and put in a separate account. My bills are going to all automatically come out of that separate account. $700 more than covers that amount, because that'll end up being $2,800 for the month. And you can see for the month of November, my bills are only $2,376. Anything extra we have at the end will go to unexpected expenses that come up throughout the month, or if we have anything left over, me and my husband will split it for our personal money. So that will be an incentive for us to kind of save and be tight and be cautious with it. I'm left with $500 after I take out our fixed expenses. I'm going to take $300 and put into a savings account for my sinking funds. I will show you the breakdown of my sinking funds in another video this month, but for right now, $300 is going every week to savings. Every week, I'm going to take $200 for my variable. That gives me a zero-based budget. For my variable expenses, that's going to be $150 for my groceries and $50 for gas each week. So anything left over, I'm going to roll it over. So if I have anything left over in groceries, I'll just use it for the next week for groceries. So budget's kind of boring, but it's also very tight. You can see there's nothing for eating out. There's nothing for clothing or entertainment. If we have anything we need, it's going to come from this category right here, but we're going to try to avoid that while we're living on this tighter budget. Quick breakdown of my debt. You can see that I have $20,000 for my car, $16,000 for my husband's car. These credit cards are all in my name. My husband is now officially credit card debt free. My interest rate is not great, but at least it's not the 24% that we have been paying in the previous months. So I won't be making a lot of progress on my debt, but my debt started at around $80,000 and now it's down to $53,000, and it'll just be slower until our income increases again. So that's a breakdown there. So let's just go ahead and go forward now into our weekly. And for week 1, I want to show you my groceries. This is my week 1 layout on my planner. By the end of the week, this will be all wrote up with everything that's going on and things I've done and stuff. But I put all of my meals on Post-its and put in my planner because I hate scratching and marking things out. And like say on Wednesday we have a lot of leftovers and I don't need to cook this, I can just move that down to a different week. And so since I already have the ingredients for it, and so that way it's planned a little bit better. I'm going to show you, if you watched in my last video, you can see that I'm wanting to do a recipe book. This is helping me to streamline and to make sure I'm being cautious with my money and grocery savings. So for the fish tacos, it's such a simple meal. I buy the frozen fish fillets. I can usually get them between $10 to $11, and I do buy 2 packs so we can get 8 servings out of it. Tortillas, I buy the cheap ones for $1. Pico, we just make it with onions, tomatoes, cilantro, peppers, whatever you want. And then the cheese. This ends up being $14.50 for 8 servings. So that's pretty good. If you say for 4 servings, it would be half that. Prep time is about 10 minutes and it takes about 15 minutes to cook it. So this is a meal that we do at least twice a month just because it's so simple and everybody loves to eat it. Second meal I'm doing this week that I wanted to show you is my beef stew. I do beef stew in a traditional way, stew meat and my veggies in the beef stew mix. The only thing I do different is I do add cream of celery soup. It just adds a better flavor in my opinion. So if you haven't ever tried that, consider trying it the next time you make it. But this breaks down to about $12 for 8 servings. This is such a simple meal because it just takes me about 10 minutes to cut up my veggies. Lots of times I do the onions and the carrots the night before. And then in the morning I just dice the potatoes. So a quick prep, and then I put it in the crock pot and I cook it on low until, about 8 hours or so. So that helps me. I do a lot of crock pot meals. The last meal I'm going to show you for this coming week is dragon noodles. This is one of our favorite meals because it's so quick and cheap. You can add meat to it, but I am not this week. I'm using 2 packs of ramen. You throw away the ramen seasoning. Or you can keep it for something else. We don't use it though. We just use the noodles. So we toss the seasoning packet, and then we use equal amounts of brown sugar, sriracha, and soy. So after we cook the ramen, we combine these ingredients in a separate bowl, mix it up, and then we combine it with the ramen, and then we put green onions and cilantro on top. It is so good. You wouldn't imagine it tastes as good as it does, but it really does. And you can adjust it. If you don't want as much heat, you can lower that, or if you don't want as much sodium, you can lower that. Whatever, it's kind of your preference. But that ends up being only $2.50 for 4 servings. Of course, if you added a shrimp or chicken to it, it would raise that cost, but we're not going to. So that is how my first week of November looks. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on that. I'm going to try to get my videos a little more streamlined with showing you more things of how I'm doing my grocery budgeting and my mystery shops. If you guys have any questions about mystery shopping, let me know. And if you guys have a better way of meal planning or better meals, please let me know those too. I'm really interested to hear what you guys do and learn from you. But anyway, I hope your week 1 in November goes well, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.